Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's general read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. For the supportive oracle cards, I will use two decks, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco and Wisdom of the House of Night by the people here on the back, which I always murder their names, so I'm just going to show that. Although, if you look on Amazon for any of these decks, you'll easily find them. They're all current decks. Excuse me. All right. Gemini. Okay, so I've got all the cards kind of mixed in a pile here, all three decks, and we're just going to pull them out. The reason I did that is because the Bonefire Tarot is hard for me to shuffle. It just seems bulky, which is strange because I've shuffled cards for the longest time, for years, but that one is just, I don't know why it's so difficult for me, but it seems to, I guess I do want all three. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Let's pull these together and see what we have for Gemini. That's the thing about doing it this way, though. Get this big pile of cards. Alright, we'll move you over there. What do we have for Gemini? Okay, Gemini. Okay. Where is this going for you guys? Let's start with what we got coming into the information here. I'm kind of curious where this is going because they're all upside down at the end, but that doesn't mean they're bad. So let's just keep going. Hunger reversed to start off with is kind of like you're sick of wanting. You're finished with wanting. You're done. You're done. The situation, it's kind of like you've looked at the situation, you've looked at it at a few different angles, probably more than a few different angles with normal Gemini energy, and you're kind of like, you know what, every time I look at it a different way, it's just like a bad. It's like maybe it could go better for a little while, but I don't want to do this anymore. Anything else that I could do that could make this better requires a lot of work that I'm not really interested in. And I just feel like wanting or hoping the situation is going to go better, you're like, I'm not into trying to find different ways to do this. I'm now more into finding different ways to move on from this because I feel like you're over it. I really feel like you're over it. Like, enough. I'm finished trying to fix it. I'm getting that energy too. And the other side, like, you're coming forward with a conversation to the other side. Like, I feel like you're starting the conversation. Maybe not directly, maybe more indirectly, but you're getting the ball rolling. You're getting the topic to come forward. How's that? You're finding a way to get the conversation to happen. You know how to do what you need to do. Honesty is coming forward between you and the other side. The other side has focus reversed. And I feel like this is actually really good for you. Because it's almost like they're not paying attention to what you're saying to them. And it's like they're showing you their hand. They're, like if you're playing poker, it's like they're not paying attention to what they're doing and they're literally showing you everything they have. Which is very good for you. Like, this is something you need because I feel like you're done. I literally feel like you're done and you're just kind of like, you know, I'm sick of trying to fix it. I'm over it. I'm literally over it. You're coming forward. They're telling you the truth about where they stand. You're seeing their whole hand. It takes you a moment, but now that you have all this extra information, you know where things stand now. You know what they're going on. You have going on. You know what they have set up here to use. So now I feel this high priestess of air reversed is kind of like you're trying to work with that. I actually feel like you're trying to pose opportunity to the other person because like you're ready to finish it off. So you're like, well, I think this will go, like, since this is what they have, I'm going to present an option to them that I think they'll like to move forward. Because you know what they have. They showed you everything they have. And you're like, I'm looking to get out of this. I'm just going to try to make it easy for them. I feel like that's what you're doing. You're kind of like setting it up, trying to make it easy for them to like release this. Because I feel like you're ready to leave it. I feel like you're done. I feel like you're ready to release it. I really do. But the High Priestess of Air reversed, and what's coming in below it is the Five of Swords, which in this deck, they portray it like the Five of Wands. That's what's curious about this card to me. The way they have it looking, it looks like the Five of Wands. Like, it looks like an argument, a fight, controversy, which is typically Five of Wands for me. So when I'm feeling this energy coming off of this card, it's kind of like they're starting a verbal fight with you. With the fact that it's swords, I feel like it's a verbal fight with you. You're literally trying to set it up to their advantage, or so that they'll go along with it, so it'll give them what they want to make it easy for them, and they're resisting you. They're fighting against it. They're flat out fighting against it. That moment happens. I get like there's this open spot here, which you can't see it on the table, but there's a whole open spot here. On your side, you're just kind of letting it be. And I feel like the way you're looking at this is like, well, maybe if they just sit with it for a while and they realize that this doesn't have to be a big struggle, maybe if they just take a minute to think it over, maybe they will go more my way, because you already put out where you wanted to be. By presenting this option, you did show some of your cards, some. That was a burp, excuse me. And there's a hiccup right with it. Okay, so you did show some of your cards. I want to say that you're okay with that, but after the fact, due to the resistance you got from this, afterwards you might not be as comfortable as you might have thought you would be. I don't know how that's going. You seem to have divulged some information, and after the fact you're kind of like, well, maybe I gave out a little more information than I really think I should have. In retrospect, it's like hindsight's 20/20, one of those moments. And you're just kind of holding to the side, and you're like, all right, let me regroup and think of what else I can do with this situation. This other person, whoever you're dealing with, like they want to be in control or something like that. The thing I see coming forward with them is the Three of Swords reversed. Like, they seem to be stepping away from heartache. They seem to be, like, there's a lot of disconnect here. All four of these cards are disconnecting. It's like they resisted you. They gave you a hard time about what you offered them, or you said could go forward next, because you wanted out of this situation. I feel like you want out of this situation. And I feel like they're, after a while, like there's a disconnect, like you're not communicating. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, then I'm leaving, and they're out. They're just like, they're out. It's really kind of strange. It's almost like they just want to have the last say. They want to be the one who made the decision, technically, so they're making it look like they're the ones who left. It's like a weird, like, it's weird. It's kind of like, just like, it's like a power play or something. I don't like it. It's weird. But the Seven of Pentacles reversed, which is coins in this deck, and the Oath reversed is like they're breaking their connection with you. The Seven of Pentacles especially reversed is like they're no longer working at keeping things together. They're no longer interested in working anything out. They're not interested in talking about anything or trying to fix anything or work on anything. And they're just flat out not even communicating anymore. They're breaking the oath. They're breaking the connection as much as they possibly can. You've got listening reversed, which is telling me there's nothing for you to do. No information is coming to you. It's just kind of like, I probably should be careful how I say this. It's kind of like getting divorce papers in the mail. But like there was maybe one conversation, like just considering, should we do that? Then this person doesn't talk to you for like 2 weeks. All of a sudden you realize their stuff's not there, and you get the divorce papers in the mail. I don't know if that's how it actually happens. Never been through a divorce. But I'm just saying. That's kind of how it feels to me. Like, just like, well, we had to talk about that, and not, okay, and that's what you got. And it's kind of like, well, I guess that's what that is. It's like, what else can I really do with this? You've served me divorce papers. I don't know if that's how that works, just to be fair. But that's how it feels. That's literally how that feels to me. And it's almost like, I feel like the whole point of this reading is, I do feel like this is kind of what you want anyway, but it doesn't, it ends very choppy. It ends very uncomfortable. You get it's like the end result is actually what you want, but the way it happens is probably not the most enjoyable, is what I'm getting. and it's uncomfortable, and it's just like more animosity than anything else from I don't know who, but from somebody. It's very like, I don't like this. This is like, what's the deal? I don't know. It's not bad, but it's just kind of like it doesn't sit right. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it didn't have to be like this, but I almost feel like also this is out of your control. I feel like it's just kind of like sit back and kind of just keep your energy as calm as possible and just kind of roll with it as it comes. It's weird. It just feels like I don't feel like it had to be this way, but I'm feeling like the energy next to you, it just feels like a power play. That's what it feels like. I feel like it's all. I feel like that's the bottom line. Is it's a power play. The whole thing is a power play. Because I feel like you, where you're standing and how you feel, like you're on point with where the situation's going anyway. It feels like you're on point with it anyway. It's just the other side doesn't want you to have the control and doesn't want it to look like you made the decision. It's weird to me. So I feel like if they're saying like if you just take this with a grain of salt and just try to keep yourself relaxed and just kind of flow with it, it doesn't have to be that bad for you. I will go here once in a while. I mention this. Paul McKenna is one of my favorite authors, British author. The book is I Can Mend Your Broken Heart. Whether it's romantic or otherwise, whatever the situation is, there's exercises in that book that will greatly reduce stress. I've used them myself. I've been shocked how well it helps. There's even exercises that'll help you stop thinking about a certain situation if you want to. It's just amazing to me how well that book works. So if you want to try that if this becomes stressful, because it could be a little stressful. But I feel you're going to be fine. You're going to get where you already know where this is going. It's just how it's getting there is choppy. It just feels uncomfortable. It's like this person is purposely making it that way for you. You just don't have to play into it any more than you want to. Okay. I'm going to shut that down there. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.